Raising Unicorns!
Harmon Brothers!
Welcome back to Raising Unicorns. Today, I asked our marketing director, Brett Crockett, to give me the A to Z of how to prepare for the best Black Friday ever.
In the trenches at HB!
All right, you guys, let's jump into Black Friday, Cyber Monday planning. Now, today is the 5th Tuesday of the month, so I consider this a bonus episode. This is going to be a pretty short episode. It'll basically be a checklist of things that you should be paying attention to so that as you're planning Black Friday, you can basically just tick those things off the list and you'll have everything ready to go. So that's the idea for this episode, and we hope it brings you a lot of value. Okay, so the first thing that we recommend doing when planning for Black Friday, Cyber Monday is actually to review what happened last year. Now, if you're a new brand, maybe you don't have a last year to review, but if you did run a promotion during Black Friday, Cyber Monday last year, this is the perfect time to review what happened, what worked, what didn't work, and then use that. You don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. So use what you learn to craft your sale for this year. After that, I recommend you choose a goal. Now, that seems kind of obvious, and most of you probably think of lead goals or revenue goals, different things like that. What I'd recommend is choosing a type of, let's maybe call it a strategy rather than a goal. So is your strategy to profit from this sale? That could be one thing. Is your strategy to break even this year? And there's good reasons to do that. Is your strategy sort of linked to the last one, but is your strategy a loss leader or to make money in the long term via the customer lifetime value? Those are 3 different ways that you can craft this sale to get the results that you want. So if you're looking to massively expand your audience, maybe you just need to look at break even and then follow that up with upsells and cross sales and different things like that so that you can turn this Black Friday into a machine that will power future sales for your company. So there's different ways to look at that, but it's very important that you choose that goal because that's going to help when you're actually crafting your offer, which we'll talk about in just a minute here. Okay, next, this is also an important one. What you're going to do is choose the start and end date for your sale. Now, obviously, Black Friday is when the sale is going to happen, but we generally recommend you start it a little bit before, at least for your VIPs. And then obviously you don't want to have it just for Black Friday because Cyber Monday is coming up. There's, depending on your business, Giving Tuesday, that could be a good day as far as revenue goes for you. We generally recommend 4 to 7 days for this sale. So make sure that you're planning for all of that rather than just thinking about Black Friday as a single day. All right, the next thing that you should be paying attention to is seeding or promotion. You want to build your list with something that generates interest for your Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals. Now, one of the things that you can do is a VIP deal. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. Take a look at your most valuable customers, people that you already sell to and you already know love your product. What are the things that you can do to make them feel special and get them in on your Black Friday deal? Another thing that you can do is provide early access or special discounts, maybe even special products that are discounted for people who are willing to sign up for that list. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this seeding. One could be a pop-up on your website. Another could be in your social media. Another could be a banner on your website, like a sticky header, different things like that. But the idea is to build your list as large as you possibly can so that when it's time to actually promote this offer, you're ready to go. You have the most people available to take advantage of that offer, and that's what's really going to power those sales. All right, so the next one, and this is obviously one of the most important, is actually crafting your offer for Black Friday, or I would say offers. What you want to do is make sure that you're keeping it interesting to the people that you're communicating this sale with. So there's a few tips that we'll give you on this one. Number 1, choose your best-selling or your highest margin product. Okay, that's one way that you could do it so that you maximize sales from this time of year. But another way that you could do it is to actually combine it with a product launch. So if there's something that you're ready to launch around this time of year, include that in the promotion so that you can get that as many eyes as possible and have a successful launch. Now, the other thing that we recommend is that you plan for several offers rather than just one. And the reason for that is, like I mentioned earlier, you want to keep people engaged. And so if you have the same sale going basically Thanksgiving or day after Thanksgiving all the way through Cyber Monday, Certain people on your list are going to be interested in that. They're going to purchase at some time, but there's another section of your list where that offer just doesn't hit them and they decide not to purchase. If you have a second or a third offer, you have another chance to engage those prospects and hopefully make a sale to them. So by having more than one offer, you essentially put your eggs in more than one basket, you might say. So that's the idea behind multiple offers. And you might have people who end up taking advantage of several offers rather than if you were to only have one. So big tip there, make sure to spend adequate time planning for what that offer should be. And remember, an offer doesn't necessarily just contain one product or one single discount, but think bundles. Think, what am I going to do for a cross-sell or an upsell? What am I going to do to add value that's not just discounting the price? And when you consider all those aspects, and we have different episodes that talk about creating irresistible offers, and there's great information out there online on offers as well. So pay attention to that and really spend time crafting your offer, because that's probably the largest needle mover in this whole thing. Do you have an irresistible offer that you can get out there for Black Friday? There's one more thing that I'll mention. Many brands don't like to discount, and I'm actually a fan of that strategy. If you always have a sale, people are always going to be expecting some sort of discount. On the other hand, if you have a brand that does not normally discount, this is the one time of year where you can do that. You can offer people that deal. You can bring a massive number of customers into your ecosystem without cheapening your brand or without making people expect offers all the time. So really, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is kind of this free-for-all. It gives you an opportunity to take a little bit, or to let your brand take, I don't want to even say let it take a back seat, but those worries about protecting your brand are not the same as they would be, every other day of the year, where you feel like you're cheapening your brand by offering those discounts. So go all in, go big on this. It's the one time of the year that you can really do it without having that extra worry in the back of your mind. Okay, now that you've crafted the perfect offer or offers, you're ready to get into the mechanics that make these things actually happen. So let's talk for a second about creating your e-commerce backbone. And that is all the pieces from a technology standpoint that need to come together so that you can pull this off without a hitch. Things that you want to pay attention to. Bundles. So if you're bundling, how are you going to do that? Will you be creating new SKUs? Do you need to install an app on your website that allows you to create those bundles or to basically create that offer? Obviously, pay attention to your landing page. You're going to have special graphics for this. You're going to have probably different colors than you would normally use. There's a bunch of different pieces that probably go into this. Any special apps that you need, like I mentioned, countdown timers, whatever you need to actually make your offer work. Start getting that technical side of things figured out beforehand, because as we all know, when we leave that to the end, things go crazy. And the holidays are already stressful enough. So take the time to plan for all that now. Start testing it, run test orders, and make sure that everything's squared away well ahead of November so that you reduce your holiday stress. The last thing that I would mention when we're talking about your e-commerce backbone for Black Friday, Cyber Monday are payment options. So obviously you should already have Apple Pay installed, Google, I think it is called Google Pay. Some people use Amazon. Like, there's different payment methods that you can allow people to use on your site. PayPal, another one. Obviously, you should already be using those. But the other thing that you will want to consider, and this depends a bit on the price of your product or even the price of the particular offers that you've come up with, is those pay later type payment methods. So think Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, different apps or tools that will allow people to split payments up. The nice thing about these tools is they allow you to get your money instantly, and they allow your buyer to pay a little bit over time. It's kind of similar to how we used to do layaway at Kmart or whatever companies do that. Maybe companies still do that. I don't know. Not great, I think, from a financial perspective. As a consumer, don't purchase more than you can afford. But the idea is, hey, people want to spread their payments out, and as a merchant, you might want to allow them to do that in order to boost your sales during this holiday period. All right, so that's your e-commerce backbone. Depending on what platforms you're on, you may have other things that you need to be thinking about, but that big check mark have your e-commerce backbone in place well before the Black Friday season, Q5, whatever you want to call it, so that you're not worrying about that stuff and trying to do technical troubleshooting when the sale's already on. And you will erase a lot of headache if you can take care of that in the months leading up to it. Finally, the last category that you need to have squared away is content and distribution for this Black Friday sale. There's a few things that you want to pay attention to. I'm going to list them off. And again, we have a checklist for all of these that you can go and download at harmonbrothers.com/Black Friday. That'll get you a PDF that you can just download and it'll set you on the right track. Fairly simple, but really what we want to do is make sure that we're not missing the important things in getting ready for this time of year. All right, so the first thing is make sure to set up those ads ahead of time, not when everything is ready to launch. If you have an ad buyer or you're working with an agency, they can start doing some of this work ahead of time so that you're not sending them assets and asking them to hurry and push them live, on Thanksgiving or the day after. Obviously, if you're creating video ads, you need to be taking care of that with scripts and production and post-production all well ahead of time. We usually aim to get that kind of content done by October. And so, we're coming in on September, I think tomorrow. And so what you want to do is just make sure that all of those things should be in motion already. If they're not, it's time to pour some gas on the fire and get going on those. The other piece is static ads. Obviously, videos perform really well. That's what we love here at Harmon Brothers, but we also do a fair number, maybe I should say large number of image ads because they can also perform very well too. And they're great for testing. So if you're not sure what videos you're going to create yet, start testing messaging with static ads. Just images can really go a long way in making sure that you nail that message in your videos and obviously in your Black Friday messaging itself. Social media posts would be another one. You can start building. We talked a little bit before about seeding and kind of hyping this thing. Obviously, social media is one area that you should be talking about the upcoming sales that you're going to be having, the upcoming promotions. And so make sure to start getting that stuff created now. Most of these things, once you have your offer figured out, you can get to work on all of these without waiting. You don't often need to have all of the technical aspects in place and ready to go before you start getting into the graphic design and the planning of social media posts and those sorts of things. So again, take care of that early and everybody on the team is going to be happier. All right. Obviously, not one to ignore are your email campaigns, your SMS campaigns, different push notifications. So make sure to get those in place, written well ahead of time. The thing that I would recommend there is that you have a healthy set of emails ready to go because you don't just send one email out about Black Friday. You're obviously going to have the announcement with the link to your sale. But before that, you want to do some anticipation. During that, you want to send several. You want to create some of that urgency behind the offers that you've got out there. You might even consider sending out a separate email for each offer that you're crafting or that you'll have available during this time. And so having your email sequences and then letting people know, hey, the sale's about to end. That's another email or two that need to go out. Sometimes you might talk about extending the sale through Cyber Monday or after that. So there's a bunch of different emails, SMS campaigns, different things like that need to be all prepared, written, reviewed, tested. Again, the sooner that you can get some of this stuff done, the happier everyone's going to be. And the more seamless this experience is going to be when it actually comes time to launch. And finally, don't neglect your website. So many times we see people just putting the information out on social media or in their emails. And then when someone comes to the homepage, they don't even know that a Black Friday sale is going on. So remember, start designing those homepage banners, different sections of the website. And certainly one that we like is a sticky header so that no matter what page people are on and no matter where they are on that page, they're aware that you have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal going on and they can easily take advantage of that. Now, the nice thing about that is that you'll get organic traffic to your website and making them aware of your sales in that manner is super effective. So there's there's a lot of things obviously that go into making sure your website is ready. We talked about kind of that e-commerce backbone, but on the promotion side as well, you need to be thinking about different ways that you can promote this sale to the traffic that you've already captured, whether that's through paid, direct, organic, those different kinds of traffic that come to your site. Make sure that the sale is available to them as well, and that will boost your overall numbers for this time of year. Okay. As far as the checklist goes, I know that was fast. It was a lot of talking. Probably you weren't taking notes, but no problem. Just go to harmonbrothers.com/Black Friday, download that checklist, and you'll be well on your way. The thing I forgot to mention is that once you have decided what the dates of your sale are going to be, take that first date, whether it's Thanksgiving, the day before, a week before, several months before if you're Costco, go ahead and figure out when you're going to launch these campaigns and then build your timeline back from that. So when do I need to have my video ads finished by? When do I need to have my email sequences in our system and ready to send? All those different things. By starting from the start date and working backwards, you'll be able to plan all this and make sure that you're hitting those milestones as we approach Black Friday. So that's what we've got for you. We're hoping that this is your best Black Friday, Cyber Monday / holiday season ever for your business. And if you have any questions or need any help, feel free to email us at community@harmonbrothers.com, and we're happy to help. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
You can go to harmonbrothers.com/Black Friday to download that checklist right now. And we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Thanks so much.